so weird. I haven't been in front of the camera so long, and every time I start, the intro is never perfect at the first time. It's so weird. It feels like I haven't talked to you guys forever. Let me just intro over. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Ty, and I go by Ty is Typing. If you're not new, then welcome back. As you guys can see, it's a new video, obviously, but by the title, again, obviously you guys can see this is a beginner-friendly makeup tutorial. So a lot of my friends and a lot of you guys have been asking me to really do a step-by-step demonstration to show let's underline that, my steps that I would recommend and take to have a flawless beat from your base into your eye. But these are tips and tricks that I do to make sure that my makeup is very flawless to my skin type. But I did a poll on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Ty is Typing, same as my YouTube channel. Just asking you guys some feedback about what you guys want to see for makeup tutorials, stuff like that. If you guys like tips, if you guys liked, what did I ask? I said tips, hacks, like what do you guys like to see, skincare, things like that. And one of my friends, one of my close friends, Niecy, she said that she kind of wants to know everything because she just doesn't know what she's doing. So I asked you guys if you wanted to see like a step-by-step beginner-friendly makeup tutorial, and you guys said yes. So that's what this video is. I already have my hair pulled back. I'm going to bring you guys in and just show you guys some of my steps and some tricks that I think will be really helpful just to make sure, from someone who is beginner or someone who has dabbled in makeup and maybe, you know, wants to enhance their makeup, and maybe someone who is a pro but may want to see, like, just watch this just for fun to see if you learn something new. There is no right or wrong way to do your makeup. However you do your makeup, if it makes you happy, if it makes you feel beautiful, that is the key. So yeah, if you guys want to see my key steps on how I make my, I'm looking at my monitor, how I make sure that my makeup is flawless and just beat to the T, then keep on watching. So before you start doing your makeup, you want to pull your hair back. I know that's just something, but I pulled my wig back. Also, you want to make sure that you have prepped your skin. That is the #1 tip I would recommend, is that you really take care of your skin and you really invest into your skincare. Not invest by spending a pretty penny every time. Really finding you an esthetician, figure out what your skin type is, understanding what works for your skin and what doesn't, having a great moisturizer, things like that. Once I've gotten really obsessed and really into my skin, I've noticed a huge difference in my makeup. So I've already washed and prepped my skin. I have oily combination skin, so that means that I get very oily fast. The moisturizer that I love and use for my skin is the Belif True Cream Aqua Bomb. This is one of my favorite moisturizers, and I picked this up because of Alyssa Ashley. It's like literally like a gel. This is how it looks inside. It's just a gel-like consistency. If you want, I think this is like 38 bucks. They do have a sample size, but if you want a dupe that is something similar to this, is the Neutrogena Aqua Bomb. Even though I have oily combination skin, I always try to make sure my skin is super moisturized before I start. I know that sounds crazy because it's like, isn't that producing more oil? But it really isn't. It's basically prepping your skin so that it knows it doesn't have to produce so much oil, so it kind of holds back. It's like tricking your skin. Also, it preps your skin for your makeup. So I try to hydrate my face before going into my makeup product. I also tend to use like a very cream base or not so mattifying primer. I notice when I do like a mattifying primer plus a mattifying foundation, my skin is beyond dry. I know that sounds weird, but it looks so dry and it looks so cakey. So what I like to do is just prep my skin and then go in with the foundation, the powders, and all that. So for my primer, I ran out of it, but I love, maybe I can get a little bit out of it, I don't know, but it's the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is a great primer, and this is the smaller size. You see how much I have in here. It's literally like right there. But this is a really good primer. I like the consistency. It's sticky, so it grips, like it says, to the makeup, and it's not over drying and it's not over moisturizing. But if you want something that is more affordable, I would suggest getting the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I've only used it 2 times. I like it a lot. I don't know if I would consider it a true dupe because I haven't used a Tatcha one in so long. also e.l.f. has a dupe supposedly to this. It's their Jelly Pop one. I think it's red or pink, and it's a dupe to this supposedly. But yeah, but there's a lot of primers out there that you can get. You don't have to go to Sephora to get it. You can go to your local drugstore like Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, all that. You can get e.l.f. is a great line that has great primers. Maybelline has great primers. L'Oreal has great primers. My favorite by Maybelline is their Baby Skin. That one is really, really good. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go in with this one. If I can't get a lot out of it, then I'm going to go in with my other primer that I like. Okay, that's how much I have. I'm going to see if this is, I don't think this is going to be enough for my skin. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I think this will work. Now, if you want something long lasting, I would suggest going in with a powder first. I learned this trick from Jackie Aina, one of my favorite beauty bloggers, and she likes to put powder on her problem areas just so that she doesn't get oily fast, and it also gives you some coverage too. So if you suffer with hyperpigmentation or acne scarring or anything like that, powdering before you apply your foundation can really help maximize your longevity of your foundation, but also give you that extra boost of coverage if you're trying to look super, super flawless. Powdering your face, you can use any powder. Fenty Beauty has a great line for their powders. I like them. The Maybelline Fit Me loose setting powders, I think these are great, especially if you have drier skin, because it's more so hydrating to me. Black Radiance has some great loose setting powders, and also oh, this is my other favorite too, and I just ran out of it, is the Milani ones. They have a great line too, and I think that's good for every skin type. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty powder in Nutmeg. Just take the butt of my beauty blender, I press it in, and I just go over anywhere I have any problem areas, anywhere where I want maximum coverage. So I get really oily. I'm going to take a little bit out of foundation. So again, this has to go with your skin type. Since I am oily combination, I really go towards foundations that don't have oil, is mattifying, or natural finish. I really don't gravitate towards things that are hydrating, but if you have drier skin, I would recommend more hydrating foundation. My foundation of choice, I'm going from low to high. I love the Maybelline Fit Me line, like I told you guys, and also the this is a new line, the Super Stay Full Coverage. I love this line. I'm in the shade Coconut or Warm Coconut. I also love the Fenty Beauty foundation. I'm in the shade 420 or 430. And the foundation that I love, 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 I think it gives a beautiful finish, and also it's great for all skin types to me personally, is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. I'm in the shade 500 Suede W. I don't know right now because I look a little... Picking your foundation, that is a longer topic for a different video. If you don't want to go to a Sephora and get shade masks, you don't want to spend that much money, and you go to like a drugstore, it's better to get something that is a little bit, not a lot, a little bit darker than a little bit lighter, because it is more manageable to work with. And there's videos out there. I think Jackie Aina has some out there, and I may link it up here below. I may do a video like that if you guys want me to do something like that, of how to fix your makeup if it's too dark. I can, but I always think it's better when your foundation is a bit darker, because you can kind of manipulate it with concealer and powder and stuff like that. I think I'm going to take a mix of my Teint Idole and my Fenty Beauty in 430. So I'm going to take one pump of that. Just one pump, and less is more. Like, you can mix your foundation, you can do anything. Also, there's not just liquid. You can do powder if you have super oily skin and you want something very matte. You can do a stick foundation. Maybelline has a great stick foundation too. L'Oreal does too. Like, I had that up here and stuff like that. There's different options out there for you, and you can try it and whatever you like better. I think liquid is more beginner friendly. Liquid and creams are more beginner friendly to me, because to me it just seems like you have more control. So I'm going to take a brush to buff out my foundation. If you want something more full coverage, I would recommend going in with a brush with all of your base foundation, preferably your base applications, like your foundation, your concealer, all that. If you want something more natural or less heavy, I would suggest going in with a sponge, because it shears it out a little. And remember, less is more, because you can always Always, always, always add more. But I like to layer. I think what I've noticed is that layering your products, like from your foundation to your concealers to your powders and stuff like that, it just gives it a more seamless and natural coverage. So concealer, you want to go with, if you want to just conceal and not highlight, you want to get something very close to your foundation shade. So for example, I'm the shade 420 in the Maybelline Fit Me, and 420 is a corresponding and their concealer is a corresponding shade to the foundation. It is a little bit lighter, but it's very close to my skin tone. It's not as bright. I'm swatching it so you guys can see. Ooh. As you guys can see, like, it's very close to my skin tone. It's not very brightening. Now if you want something more brightening, you go a shade up, like a shade or two up. Nothing too crazy. I would say stick between the 1 to 2 shades up and just make sure it is at the correct undertone. Again, that's another video for another day. But I have yellow warm. I have more golden warm undertones, so I typically go towards shades that are in like the more, they're categorized as golden and warm and not the pink and neutral, because it can make me look ashy. So again, if you want something to highlight, you get a shade that is about 1 or 2 shades lighter than you. And this that I'm swatching right now is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Almond. And compared to the Fenty Beauty, you can tell it is still in that category of warm golden, but it is a shade, like a shade or two, and my light is doing it. You see, like, it's a shade or two lighter. So again, that's a good representation. Like, it's like a 1 or 2 jump, like it's like a 2 shade jump right there. When you're placing your concealer, especially highlighting under your eyes and on your chin and everything like that, you don't want to follow it just because I'm doing it. For example, my face is a little bit more narrow, so I can go out a bit more if I wanted to make my face like a bit more wider. But if you have more of a rounder face, if you want your face to give the illusion that it is a bit more contoured or chiseled in, I would say stay within like right here, like from like the end of your eye and kind of go like that. That's like my rule of thumb. Like, just keep doing that. And the reason why I am talking while telling you guys this and not blending out my concealer first is because another tip that I've learned, again from Jackie Aina, is that when you let your concealer dry down a bit, it allows it to have the most maximum coverage that you can have. So that's what I like to do. And now I'm going to blend it out. Another tip, I'm blending it out. I think it's great to use a beauty sponge. My favorites are the Junico and Beauty Blenders, and also the Real Techniques. Beauty Blenders are bomb too, but if you want something more affordable, you can get something from Junico. Their sponges are $6, I think. Real Technique is about $6 too. Beauty Blenders are $20, so everybody sells one, but I think the best ones are the Junico ones, Beauty Blenders, the Real Techniques, and yeah, those are my top 3, so I'll link those down. But again, you can find them anywhere. And you want them damp, not too damp, but damp enough to where it's movable. So what I'm doing is I am just lightly patting. You do not want to swipe. You want to pat it under your eye and keep it controlled under your eye. And what I do is that I pinch it right here just so that I can get into this area and make sure that I get that coverage. Okay, so now that I have that concealer to my liking, I'm going to go on my next concealer, which is the NYX HD Concealer in Nutmeg. And this is more brightening. And I'm going to focus this in the center right under here and not go too far out. Like that. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I came in a little bit just so that I can give the illusion that I'm contouring my nose, but I'm not. You don't have to do that. You can just keep it like from right here, like under like your tear duct, and just go out to the middle of your eye. Now this step that I'm gonna talk about, you can do it if you want, or you can skip this and you can proceed to bronzing with a powder. This one, it takes a little bit more time to me, but I'm gonna try to explain. So I'm going to also contour and bronze with a concealer that's darker. So when you're cream contouring or cream bronzing, you want to take, let me explain bronzing and contouring too. Bronzing is bringing back the warmth to your face that you kind of lose when you put on your foundation, just to give you that sun-kissed finish. Contouring is when you want to have the illusion to make certain areas of your face look more chiseled, like under your cheekbones, under your chin, your forehead, all that. It's not the same thing, but you know, to each his own. Sometimes I do bronze, or sometimes I do contour with bronzer, vice versa. No, I don't bronze with contour. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is take a bit of cream concealer, and I'm going to, what would I call this? I'll call it bronzing and contouring, but I'm just going to take it in certain areas. So when you are bronzing and contouring, you can, this is a trick, but you can kind of suck in your face. And where you feel that hollow at, that's where you kind of want to contour with. So you kind of want to take it right under your cheekbone, right there. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit and just do like that. Yeah. Just a little bit, and do the same on the other side. And then for the forehead, I just do this to add a little bit of warmth, and I just do about 3 dots. And under the chin right here. Again, you do not have to do this. This is just another step, but I think it just looks really pretty. You want to get a concealer that's also very, very blendable. Like, so the Fenty Beauty is very, very blendable. NARS is very, very blendable, but you don't want a concealer that can get too drying to where it's hard to blend. So while I'm still letting this kind of like, you know, marinate and stuff like that, I'm going to blend out my cream contour. So now here is the fun part. Setting your concealer and your base or baking. So when setting your under eyes, you want to go in with a concealer that is transparent, or a little bit brighter and lighter, but still in your category. I'm going to get a very finely milled loose setting powder. Again, there's a lot out there. My favorites are the Laura Mercier. The Black Radiance is really good. Another one that I'm obsessed with is the, I don't have it up here, but it is the K-Lux powder. The K-Lux Celebrity powder is really good. The Maybelline Fit Me has a really good line. Their Fit Me translucent powder is really good, like I mentioned. I'm going to go in with the loose setting powder by Black Radiance. And you want to get a damp sponge. I'm using a different sponge, and I'm just putting a little bit in the cap. And I suggest getting maybe 2 different sponges, one for powder, one for your foundation. And I'm going to press into it, get it very saturated, so it looks like that. But what I'm going to do before I apply it under my eye is that I'm going to go on the back of my hand and press it like that, just to get the excess off of it. Because again, you don't want to make your under eye too dry, especially if you have drier skin. I would suggest just swiping it on, like lightly setting it. If you have oily skin, you can go in for this part. So you want to take it and you want to pinch, and you just want to press it into your skin. And you can put more if you want, but it is just, again, less is more. You want to just apply a little, look at your face, see how it is looking, and I take the excess and just go in the other areas. Now bronzer, there's not a lot of good drugstore bronzers out there for me. For anybody my skin tone and deeper, it is very hard to find a bronzer that is deep enough. I'm sorry, I feel like that is where we are lacking in the drugstore department. The 2 bronzers that I like are the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in Mahogany and the Fenty Beauty bronzer in Coco Naughty. Whichever one you do, you take it and you go in with it. Again, less is more, so you want to take a very good brush. I like using the Real Techniques multi-purpose brush just because I like how fluffy it is and how you can just dust it on. So I'm going to take a little bit of Coco Naughty and a little bit of Anastasia behind me because I like to mix it. Again, I'm a real alcoholic when it comes to makeup because I like to make cocktails. So you want to dust off the excess, and what I like to do is just dab it around. You can swirl if you want, but you just dab it around just to bring that warmth back into your face. So say you just went crazy with your contour and bronzer and it looks like, oh my god, it's not precise or anything like that. It's okay. You can reverse contour and clean it up. So by that is that you take your powder again and tap off the excess again. And you want to go right underneath where you contoured and highlight. Where you contoured at, and kind of just chisel that out. And this will give the illusion of it being more neater and defined too. But it also helps with cleaning it up. And you want to press it in too. And take that and do the same. Just go right under that line. So we're basically done with the face. So what I like to do is I like my powder to sit and then I go into my eyes. So let's do that, and I'm going to finish off the rest of my face. I'm going to wipe off that powder that we laid under here off now. It caught all that fallout. Now I'm going to go in with a blush. So blush is optional. I just really got into blush, and trust me, I understand people who aren't really into it. But I like to go into blushes that are very warm. Well, it depends on your eye look, but for demonstration purposes, I'll show you guys. My favorite blushes right now are the blushes from the Makeup Shayla X Colorblock collection. This is in Whistle While You Work, and this is in Construct. I have a video really talking about these blushes, and I'll link it up at the top. But this one is a more brown, you can use it as a contour if you were more like light to medium skin tone. And this is very pink. It looks very pink with the lights and stuff like that, but it's pretty pink, but it's not that light. What I like to do is mix them and go in with it. So I'm going to take my blush brush and tap back and forth. And what I do, I don't like to focus it on the apples of my cheek. I like to go back here and kind of sweep it back and forth like that. So I sweep it back and forth, and I go, when I want more, I go in with the Construct, the brown just a little bit, and kind of blend it out. So I just put the blush on, and we're almost done. The last step that I do is my highlighter in my lip. So for highlighter, you can do a lot of options. You can either go with something pressed. Pressed that is really good is the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighters. There's some good highlighter palettes out there, like the Black Radiance True Complexion 3D highlighter palette. This one is great. I love this shade right here called Vacation. But what I'm using today is the loose powder, which is the Artist Couture Diamond Glow powder in Bronze. This one has been discontinued, but I love this shade. It's a mix between a deep peach and gold. So what I like to do before I put on my highlighter is that I like to set my face. I'm going to take my Maybelline Lasting Fix setting spray. This is a matte one. There's also setting sprays out there if you want something more dewy and more luminous. So Maybelline has a great one. Urban Decay All Nighter is great. The Morphe one is my favorite. I've been meaning to pick another one up. Black Radiance has a matte and dewy one. Elf has a matte and dewy one too. I have the matte one just because it's long lasting for me. But I just take it back, not all the way up here, back here so it can fall onto your face. You're just going to take your highlighter just a little bit and start like, I start up here and make like a C. I don't go all the way down here, I go like right here. So I go like right here, and I just and I just sweep it into my cheekbone. And I go up a little bit higher too if I want to. And you can put it on your brow bone too, but okay guys, so this is the, oh my god, this is the completed look. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you take anything from this video, my suggestions are to make sure that you invest in your skincare, knowing what type of skin that you have. Take your time, build up, know that less is more, and blend until your arms get tired. There is no right or wrong way to wear and do your makeup. If you do your makeup completely different than how I do my makeup, whether if you do your eyes first, your face first, or you apply your products differently to me, that's completely fine. Whatever you do that makes you happy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share this video to any guy or girl. It is hair in my face. It's so annoying. So yeah, share this video with, oh Jesus, you know how you see hair? Got it. Okay, sorry. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys like and comment down below what you learned, or what you or some tips that you have to share with everybody and me and stuff like that. And share this video with any guy or girl who's looking for some tips and tricks and hacks just to make sure that their beat is completely flawless. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and just being a part of this community and this channel. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.